In this video, I'm going to show how I addressed a belt wear problem on the DeWalt DW735 planer. I've had this planer for about 10 years and I've used it frequently. A few weeks ago I was running a block of material through, and I guess the aspect ratio of length to width was not perfect, and the block wound up rolling a little bit after it made its way off of the first roller, and it tipped it up, and I guess it rapidly slowed down the motor to the point that it stretched the belt. It was pretty dynamic, it made a loud noise. I shut it down right away and it damaged the workpiece. This clip right here kind of shows the resulting situation. The belt has been stretched, so it started whipping and lashing, and if you could imagine it, it basically made the planer twice as loud as it was before. One of the things that I really like about this planer is that there's a T-handled Torx Plus wrench that sticks into the top of it, and that wrench can basically be used to remove most of the outer panels. In this next clip, I'm going to show how the mechanical power from the motor is transferred to the cutter head and the rollers. Here we have the motor. The motor has a pulley on it that transfers power from the belt directly to the cutter head. From the cutter head, it spans across to the other bushing that holds the cutter head on the other side, and then there's a gearbox. And on the front of the planer, there's a gear selector. You can go from position 1 to position 2. That gear selector controls the speed that is transferred to the rollers. The gearbox attaches directly to the back roller, and then it spans across, and then there's these two sprockets on a chain that time the two rollers so that they turn exactly at the same speed. There's also that little tensioning device I'm showing there. So to change the belt, the first thing you have to do is take off the side cover. Then you have to take out the screws and remove these two sprockets. It helps, like I'm showing in the picture, to use some kind of stick or device to stop the sprockets from turning while you remove the screws. With the timing chain out of the way, you can access the belt. What I used is a screwdriver to kind of get under the belt and work its way off to the very edge. It may be a good idea to use something softer than that. You can also wedge something under the belt and use a socket to rotate the cutter head to basically get like a piece of wood or something underneath there so you can pry the belt off. This next picture shows the belt that I took off. You can see that there's a thinned out portion of it on the right side of the screen. Here's a close-up that shows how much the belt wall thinned out during the stretching. Replacement parts on Amazon Prime, a 2-pack was less than $20. So I got the parts a few days later in the mail. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the two. You could see the one on the left had darkened significantly over the years, and then also the stretching. To reinstall it, all you do is take the new belt and loop it around the motor pulley. Use a socket wrench and some kind of prying device to get the belt back over the cutter pulley. After you get everything back together, give the motor a test just to make sure that the belt is not fluttering or that everything is in alignment and tracking properly. If everything looks good, go ahead and put the timing sprockets and chain back on, and then put the side covers on and you're back on the road. It's not a bad idea to give it a test cut at the end just to make sure everything's running smoothly. In this case, it ran like a champ. I hope this video helps somebody do this repair. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit subscribe. Thanks.